All right. Hello all. Hope you are all doing well there. And all is good. Hope this mic is working. But okay, I just wanted to do this kind of little live video where I'm gonna share all my caffeine withdrawal symptoms and also those acute withdrawal symptoms and post-acute withdrawal symptoms, all the symptoms in this my recovery journey, because people always are asking about symptoms, and I have been speaking about symptoms in my videos, and I have been doing that one live about my symptoms. But I was talking with Mandy, and we thought that it's also good to do video or live, and we put all these symptoms, like I write them down under this live also, all the symptoms what I have experienced, and then you can watch there if you are like worrying about symptoms and you are thinking, then did I have that and did I have this, so there you can read them. So I think that can be very helpful, and also for those of you who are still in the beginning of the journey or in that acute withdrawal state. So but I also this is a very long list, so I'm gonna also now say these all here because there is a lot of symptoms, but I'm happy that I had my notes, because otherwise I wouldn't have been even remembering all of these symptoms. And remember, in this caffeine, these are all the symptoms that I experienced, and many people that I know have experienced these same symptoms, but like always, you are your own individual. So remember that if you don't have some of these symptoms, or if you have more symptoms than what is here, it doesn't mean that you are not healing. You are healing anyway. And also this can be very different for some of those who not are maybe didn't go cold turkey, because some of these stuff are like very intense. And I also want to say you that I hope you don't get scared about these. Even I know it can be that very scary place when you feel these, but at least now when I always reassurance you and say and speak about these symptoms, I hope that it gives you like hope and you know that you get better. That is the most important thing, that these are healing symptoms and we do get better. And like I said, I have put here all the symptoms. They are not like now in certain order, like what I did have month 1, month 2, month 3. These are just all the symptoms. And now I'm gonna just start to like read it to you. So first of all, I put there, I did have migraines, headaches, all kind of stomach issues, diarrhea, constipation. Then the vision problems, very common in caffeine withdrawals. I did have blurry vision, itchy eyes, and trouble to like focus my vision in certain things. So it was very intense in my first year, but I still had those symptoms like also in my post-acute withdrawal journey, like later on. So those symptoms, basically those eye symptoms, did come and go. Sometimes they were more bad and sometimes they were gone. Which is very common in this journey, that sometimes symptoms can just go away and then you are like, yay, you feel like you healed, and then anxiety and symptoms can come back, like the roller coaster ride. Okay, so all kind of eye symptoms, and also I felt like I had some kind of allergy in my first year. I was all the time like feeling that my eyes are just so swallowed and itchy, and in the mornings my eyes was just so itchy. Also then heart palpitations, very common withdrawal symptoms. Feeling that you may have a heart attack, even you are not. It can be that you are having panic attacks and your heart is racing, and because of that high cortisol and very high anxiety. So remember, you are safe and nothing bad is gonna happen. So also skin rashes, a lot of skin rashes, neck pain, my most common symptoms, a lot of tension neck pain, and just like sharp neck pain. Pains all over the body, jelly legs, like feeling that my legs are like some 90 years old woman legs, very heavy jelly legs. Also tight neck that led me to headache. So I recognized that sometimes my neck was like so tight, and then it became also the headache. Insomnia. I still suffer from that a little bit, but it's not bad at all. My last symptom to go, probably. Very bad insomnia in the beginning. All the time night awakening and peeing and going to the bathroom and peeing and waking up. Also did experience that in that my last bad wave. Very intense insomnia and night peeing. Very common symptom again. Very common. Feeling lost, feeling off. This is what we did speak yesterday with Mandy about this depression live. So if you haven't watched that, watch that for sure. So like I said, these are not in certain order. I just put it these all down. So also facial pains and tightness in the face, because we have also muscles in our face, and because caffeine make our muscles so tense, and in withdrawals, like we have been speaking, these are the healing symptoms. I did also feel like my face muscles were like so tense, like so I did have some pins and needles feelings in my face, and speaking problems in the beginning, crazy stuff. My brain doesn't even let me go there now, like sorry, I put the chat on. Yep. So yeah, I was trying to, in my first months, I was trying to do some video, but my speak was just blurry, like I couldn't get the words out like I would have hope, and it was scary, like the same time I having those all the head symptoms, and I just couldn't work like anywhere near like a normal human being. Brain stuck. This is also a very common symptom, also in benzo withdrawals, but also caffeine withdrawals. Like feeling that your brain is stuck. You cannot focus your energy in something that you would like and be focused and do your work or study. Impossible. Your brain shuts down. It's like the feeling that it's just your brain just doesn't let you do that. Suicidal thoughts. Very common symptom in caffeine withdrawals, especially in the first months. Can be, for me it was like the most intense months, 4, 5, 6, and up till 1 year it was still very intense. But remember, those thoughts will go away. They will go away. Feeling that brain is in an overdrive. I did write this down, my own specific signature in this symptom, but that's how I felt, especially in the beginning, that there was so much stuff same time happening in the brain that I couldn't get any kind of like catch from that. Like I think I did write some post in Reddit Decaf in the beginning of my journey that I feel like I have a like iron helmet on it. Memory problems. Yes, those were really bad. I remember there was one time where I was leaving my house and I was having so bad memory that I didn't even remember where I was going. But I did find back my home, but that was really scary. DPDR, depersonalization, derealization. If these are not things that you know what they are, don't worry, I didn't know anything about these before. I didn't know. I was just like, in my first year, I was just saying that my head feels weird and that sucks. Like, it was like basically, I always say like my head just feels like weird. I didn't know these all the terms like akathisia, anhedonia, DBDR, but now I know and I did learn on the way. I didn't know all these like fine like explanation, but it's good to know. So I was like not connected to my own body, myself, my personality, or outside world. So it felt like there was wall between me and the world, and world between me and my body. My balance was off. I was very dizzy, brain fogged, and like Mandy said very well in our last live, like my head felt like smashed potatoes. But that too is a healing symptoms. Brain is making all this crazy stuff, actually pretty amazing stuff, while we are healing. Even for us it can feel very scary, but that's how it goes. So that is like a survival mechanism. And for me, the depersonalization, derealization, it was not fun at all, because that was very long-lasting symptoms. But also for me, it wasn't a scary symptom, because it was like I was just like feeling like living on a dream or kind of a robot. But I wasn't so much scared of that. It's like we all are different, so some symptom for you can be very scary, and for other people that same symptom necessarily are not so scary. Like for example, intrusive thought for me, because I had those so long in my life, they wasn't actually so, they were very annoying in withdrawal journey because they lasted so long and racing mind, but I knew what they were. But for someone who haven't never had intrusive thoughts or racing mind, and then maybe if they quit cold turkey and they don't know that there is this thing called caffeine withdrawals, that can be huge shock if you don't know what they are. But just remember, they are like a sneezing or coughing or whatever, and those symptoms will go away with time. Dizziness, like always, like I was felt so dizzy, and the brain fog, heavy brain fog, of course. Brain zaps, like different kind of zaps feelings. And also why I wanted to say you this, because I know there is some viewers who also have these scary brain symptoms, so don't worry there. I did also have these. Like this is how it goes, part of the journey. But always I know you all have been going doctors to 100 times, so if that makes you feel better, always remember to check yourself to doctor, so you get that peace of mind. Feeling like I having sand inside the head, like feeling like my head was like there was some weird feelings inside the brain. Feeling too much thoughts, like so much thoughts that I couldn't keep up. Don't know really better way to explain. Like in the mornings when anxiety was very high and I had those panic attacks, it felt also like, you know, when you are in that fight or flight mood, your brain doesn't really let you relax and focus your study or work. That's not the first thing then. Its first thing is the survival mood, and that's how it goes. And I know it's difficult place, but then with time your nervous system will calm down and it will go back to homeostasis also. Lack of concentration, also the very long-lasting symptom in my case, lasted up till these days. Like now I am able to concentrate better, but that symptom also was like on and off. Sometimes I did have better focus, but usually not so good, which I would like. I could read a book, I could read some stuff, but it was still like difficult to me to concentrate. Detox symptoms, especially in the beginning in my first year, this was very much intense. They can be like flu-like symptoms. It can feel like you have actual flu. And then of course the intrusive thoughts, and we did make video live with Mandy about that, so I recommend that you also watch that. But for me, it was those like feelings that I'm some kind of very bad people doing bad stuff, and then in this withdrawal journey also the constant worry that something is containing caffeine and constant fear of eating something that will put me in the bad place. Those were like my kind of intrusive thoughts, but they can be anything. For me, it was like constant paranoid thinking that something will happen and I will go back to beginning again, and a lot of worries. Very, very normal. Tiredness and fatigue. Very common is fatigue was in my second year very, very, very heavy, and it did continue after that too. And 2.5 it did started to get better, and now in my last wave it was it was like all the stuff was like almost like a beginning. But I did come out like you see, and all is good. Okay, then of course the lack of motivation that I have been speaking about, feeling that nothing matters, nothing interest, very hard place, goes away, you have your motivation back. Very sensitive to stress, any stress, even going to shower can be a stress. Dog barking can be a stress. Couldn't handle my own dog. Like I remember we went to the dog school with Frikka, the puppy school. My head just didn't work. I should have give him those feedback like this when the dog is doing something. I was always late, and it's actually was not doing so good for both of us. But I still tried. I always try to do stuff, even my head didn't let me. But yeah, couldn't stand any normal life stress that before was possible. I couldn't even think to work in the kindergarten where I was used to working, like before in my life. I could do the work where there is a lot of kids yelling, playing, shouting all the time. I'm the person I can handle big groups. That's my work. Handle big groups and instruct sports with the big groups. Nothing. Couldn't even imagine to do that. Like, that couldn't be possible because I didn't even recognize myself. So also can be the feeling that you don't recognize who you were before. And I have to mention, if you just jump in, that remember I did quit cold turkey after very high amounts. So I think a big part of these symptoms, why these were so intense, was because of that shock and that very high anxiety, very intensive anxiety. But I'm not saying, because many people still have these symptoms even when they taper, so, but this is just my experience. Yeah, the blahness was also the long-lasting symptoms, like just like blah. Nothing is interesting. Nothing makes you feel happy. Very normal. And bad periods and ovulation, always having period cramps, bloating, feeling sick, anxiety up the roof. A little bit before periods, during periods, and then more head symptoms when I was heading ovulation, more dizziness, feeling of balance, electrical feelings inside the brain, feeling something here in the frontal cortex in the brain, this area. Anyway, like this area symptoms. Yeah, I didn't feel myself. That was hard to accept. Very hard. So I know if you are there, it's gonna go, and you will come back in a better version. Bipolar feeling. Like sometimes when I did have the breaks and good energy, I was like, wow. When the symptoms did lift, I was like, yay, I'm healed. Those moments. And then in those moments I was really much motivated that I'm gonna help people when I get out of this. I will. I'm a stubborn girl. I will get out of this. I didn't know that it takes so much time. but I did wait, and I'm glad I did. Lack of my own identity, that I was before, like my own personality, like I did speak before, watching my old photos and videos and couldn't relate, didn't have any interest of things that I did before. Very active life, couldn't do anything, even leaving the house was very hard. Panic attacks all the time in the beginning. Well, not all the time, but very much. And sometimes later in the journey also, when the post-acute withdrawals was on. But panic attacks are not dangerous, so remember, those will pass too. Temperature changes in the body. This many people are asking. Yes, very common, and for me also. So feeling extreme cold or extreme hot sometimes. Sometimes just my finger felt cold. I couldn't in the first year. I couldn't stand for being sunlight, like now I can be all day there in the sunlight. I couldn't stand that. Or when the winter hit, very cold winter, I couldn't, like, for example, even the last, I was like, my body just couldn't stand that. Like, it felt like I was freezing. Hi, Laura. So feeling extreme cold or hot is normal. And I know this is the question that many people are asking a lot. And I haven't shared this so much. So this, I think it's important also bring this symptom. Also, like yesterday, we speak about that depression life, no joy, no happiness. Even when you start to feel better, then you start to get glimpses of those joy and happiness, but they weren't like constant. Like I have been speaking in one video about those Friday feelings, when you feel nostalgia, or when you listen your song and you feel you can live, you can be in that song. That wasn't possible before. Before, little by little, those did start to come, and I'm not still there in the joy, but I'm now, I think I'm there in the happy place. Okay, so anhedonia was hard. Like anhedonia was nothing interest, no emotions, feeling numb. Like if somebody would have given me like $1 million, it wouldn't scare me. It's just like I wasn't interested about anything. Like it's hard, especially if you are in a relationship. I did have make my own rules. No, in the friend zone, I don't interested about any sexual stuff. Sometimes maybe, sometimes don't. Like very much no interest about anything. Very common symptom again. Very common, but not so much peaked. All right. So remember, anhedonia will pass. And in the post-acute withdrawal symptoms, also it can be still on and off, like that. It's not so constant, but you will start to have those feelings when you start to feel that connection again, and when you start to crave that connection. Because first, especially in the first months, it can be just that it's not possible, and then if there is someone who is the loved one listening that, so if you are not yourself in this withdrawal journey, I just want to say that be patient with your partner. Be patient, because in this moment he or she cannot be herself or himself, because of the brain is healing, and it's not something that anybody would want. Nobody would want to experience this kind of stuff, and nobody would like to wish this to anybody. So patience. All right. The heavy arms and legs. This also have been asked very much many times. That did you, Annie? Did you have your arms so heavy? Did your legs were so heavy? Yes, yes, I did. Even doing like some very gentle work was very hard for me, and this also was very hard in those, like my first year, but but also later in the journey because the fatigue was so heavy. Even light physical work was making me feel like exhausted. But I cannot always avoid that. Sometimes I have to make woods or have to do physical work, and it was very, very hard sometimes because of fatigue. But that will too pass, and you will get more power when your brain is healing. Pins and needles, also very much asked. Inside those pins and needles feelings, yes, very normal. Electrical feelings inside the body. Somebody did ask, did I have those? Yes, I did. Yes, I did have, but those were also the symptoms that it comes and goes. Some people can have some of these symptoms later in their journey, not specific in the beginning. So for me, the electrical feelings inside the body was sometimes, but it wasn't like a constant symptom in my case. Body tremoring, those tremors, body start to tremor, very common. Weakness and hopelessness, so feeling very weak or hopelessness, like when you can't stand any stress, like just wanted to like disappear, or like for me it was like I was useless. The feeling like I was useless. No, what the point if this kind of hell? What the point of living? But then I would have to constantly remind myself this will pass. And Anni, you have a very important mission when you help all these people. You cannot give up, and that was my motivation and my hope, and that's why I also did create this channel. And it was also therapy to me. Even those videos that I have made beginning can be they are not like, I'm not very sharp in those. I still have a depression and brain fog, but I am stubborn girl and I wanted to make them. And I'm very proud of myself that I still did them. Even probably the quality of my speaking wasn't so good, but you know, I did have to start somewhere to bring this information to people because many people are suffering. Yeah, like I said, intrusive thoughts, like the constant worrying and racing mind, very, very normal. Yeah, the acid reflux, that was, in my journey, yes. The throat symptoms, many people asking about these. Yes, the throat symptoms, yes, I did have throat symptoms, anxiety symptoms, also like feeling that there's something stuck in my throat, or I have to like, I have to cough. Yes, that was also one symptom, and now I can laugh. But in the moment when I was there in the bad place, I sure wasn't laughing. It can be scary. So I know if you have that constant feeling, that anxiety feeling in the throat. Air hunger, like needing to take air, feeling that you cannot have air because anxiety does that. Like you cannot have air, but you're still breathing. Then you measurement your blood pressure, it's good. You maybe you are the person, you go to the doctors, you go to the ER, and everything is good. Anxiety does that, so don't worry. Yeah, that sometimes like no anhedonia, no emotions, but sometimes too much emotions, like too emotional, like crying all the time, or feeling when the symptoms is you feeling like love that you couldn't know that exist. So you start to get those glimpses of the happy life, the life when the brain is in homeostasis. Yeah, I was speaking about also that overstressed when doing anything. This was hard because if you are a person like you have work or kids or busy life and everything is giving you stress, it's hard place to be. I understand that. So just know that you are not putting yourself in any back to the beginning. We cannot always avoid the stress that life brings. That's impossible. Not everyone can go living in the forest and just like isolate themselves. You need to do what you need to do, and you will recover anyway. So my heart goes out with you all. You have, I know there is many, you have a lot of stress in your life, and just remember, you are the warriors. You got this. You just put one step and another step, and little by little you get better. Or fast. Who knows? Who knows? No, not wanna say little by little, because there can be somebody who not relate that this all. But of course, like I have been speaking, these videos are specially for those who have the same, who can relate, and that's very much needed. Cravings, yes, craving sugar, craving other drugs, who knows, sugar, it can be porn. For me, I didn't crave that, but sugar, social media, even alcohol, like brain is craving to, and caffeine, of course. It can be that you're craving caffeine because your brain is craving something that you would feel better. So relapse. But if you don't relapse, go back to the train. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff actually, and when I write all this down, I still wanna speak also with Mandy, if Mandy have also some other symptoms that I can maybe add. So I'm gonna make this list, but these are the mine. And now I have been writing also what of these symptoms kind of led me. So basically, there was the symptoms and the cause. So the cause, what happened, of course, was I couldn't work, study, couldn't be close to my loved ones. Doubts that it can't be caffeine recovery. It can't be, like, how the hell it can be. Like in the beginning, I didn't understand anything, and then I did meet these amazing people that are having the same stuff, and I started to educate myself, and I started to understand better. I just wish that somebody would have say all the symptoms for me, but there wasn't really anyone. And apathy, it led me a lot apathy and hopelessness in that point. But in my heart, I knew, because I have that very strong faith, very strong, that everything is possible in the world. So that voice, I did listen all this journey, because that voice was saying that, Anni, you are actually being stronger girl than ever after this, and you're gonna do all the things that you have been dreaming about. And okay, but there was basically these symptoms, and also in this live I'm gonna say that I have been doing another YouTube channel, which is like, it's called Simple Life with Anni, and that channel is all about like me living in the forest and doing yoga and doing face yoga, pilates, enjoying the nature, fishing, picking berries. So I'm gonna share that channel too when I start to do more videos there, because I need this channel. I wanna keep this channel for caffeine quitters. That is my work. That is what I want to share, and in this channel. But also also now when I have been recovering, I feel that there is so much other sides inside of me that I wanna share also, and I wanna like do those. And in that channel, I just don't wanna speak about caffeine withdrawals. I just wanna live like a happy girl life, happy 40 years old life. I turned 40 next month, and first I thought that that's gonna be like happy 40s life, and there will be like the stuff about menopause and hormones and all stuff. But then I thought that no, that's not the name that I wanna give that. I just wanna give that it's like simple life with Anni, because there is not like specific stuff that I'm gonna just do videos. I'm gonna do all kind of videos what I like. Like sometimes I can go fishing, sometimes I pick berries. Okay, sometimes we can speak about hormones and stuff, but that's like more like my personality channel, and like who is Anni when she is like healed and happy. So I don't know how that sounds, but that's why I thought that I could do those videos in this channel too. But then I know, because I have viewers who are watching this only because what I do and share about this caffeine, and it is important, and I understand that. So then I don't wanna like, it's not so confusing. Then this channel is about this caffeine free life and caffeine free stuff, and then I have that another channel for the another stuff. So I don't know, you can put comments how you think about that, and of course I'm glad if you subscribe that channel too when I start to make videos from them. But I also understand if that you don't want to watch that channel, because it's gonna be different kind of stuff. So yes, if there is, Laura is in the chat. Hi, do you wanna now ask something about symptoms? I write them all down and then but I think this is like good live to make, because of course the symptoms are something that people are the mostly asking, and of course the most asked question is when did it get better? And for that it's like, my answer that 2.5 for me, it started to get better, and then I did hit that really big wave, and now I'm feeling myself again more and more. So, but I recommend you to continue to watch these videos that I make with Mandy, because we have a lot of stuff that we want to share, and we are bringing new stuff that you probably maybe don't know, and Mandy have a lot of experience and knowledge, and she knows a lot of stuff that I don't know, and I with my poor English it's even not good to start to explain, so I'm deeply grateful for that. So yes, I'm very excited, and I'm also excited about that another channel, because even I don't get money from this helping people. It's for me something that I wanna, probably all my life I'm gonna be some way like helping people with caffeine stuff, because it's like for me so important, and it was so life changing. So for me it's important that people can have this information whenever they need, and there is somebody who stands with them and support them, and that's why this channel is that. And then my other channel is I can just be like a fishing for hours or whatever, and like if somebody wants to watch that, but there can be different people watching that channel, like who are not interested about caffeine withdrawals, and that's nice, because then I have another channel too, where those people who maybe are interested about those kind of Pilates stuff that I maybe do, or yoga stuff, or face yoga. I have been doing also face yoga before this journey, and I have also my own personality. I have interesting stuff that I have learned in my life before, and like who knows what I'm gonna make, because like I said, in this healing journey I haven't been able to show the like what I have in my backpack. I have a lot of stuff in my backpack what I have learned in this life, and I'm very excited to share those stuff. But this was sure hell of an experience, and yeah, I haven't made videos from there, but I will put info when I do. I just did that channel like recently, but I have not videos yet, so I will give you info. But this is for today. I hope you have a good weekend. I will go to continue outside with my plants. I have give a little bit sunlight already, because today is the first very warm day, so I will get to the outside and have a nice weekend, and just do what you need to do, and Remember, drink a lot of water if there is hot, and eat food, and you are be good.